Plant physiology is a branch of botany which deals with study of functional aspects of plants. Study of functional aspects of plants. And Stephen Hales is known as a father of plant physiology. Plant physiology involves three basic processes. One is your soil-water plant relationship. Second is metabolism. Third is plant growth and development. First one is the soil-water plant relationship that deals with transportation of water, gases and nutrients. Transportation of water, gases and nutrients. And metabolism deals with anabolic process like photosynthesis, protein synthesis, or catabolic process like respiration, protein breakdown, etc. So there are three basic steps in plant physiology. That is, first one, soil-water plant relationship. Second, metabolism. Metabolism includes anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism has plant photosynthesis, protein synthesis. Catabolism bears respiration and protein breakdown, and plant growth and development. Transport in plants. In flowering plants, various types of substances move from one cell to another cell or move in different directions. The transported substances are mainly water, mineral nutrients, and various growth regulators, etc., and organic nutrient also. The substances move over short distances or substances move over very long distances. Transportation of substances inside the plant body is of two broad types. One is short distance transport, another is a long distance transport. Short distance transport processes are diffusion, facilitated diffusion, cytoplasmic streaming, active transport, and long distance transports that are that by xylem and phloem, and that is unidirectional transport or multidirectional transport. It may be unidirectional or it may be multidirectional. Short distances transport processes are diffusion, facilitated diffusion, cytoplasmic streaming, and active transports. It involves the movement of substance within a cell across the membranes and from cell to cell within a tissue. It occurs through various transport processes like diffusion and streaming movement and active transport. Within plant transport substances, very long distance occur through vascular systems, xylem and phloem, and it is called translocation. Through xylem, water and minerals undergo unidirectional transport routes to the stem, while multidirectional transports of various organic and mineral nutrients occur through the phloem. Cell to cell transport. One process is diffusion. Diffusion is a passive and random movement of ions and molecules from a region of its higher concentration to region of lower concentration until equilibrium is established. It doesn't involve energy expenditure and is not dependent on any living systems. The direction of diffusion is one substance is independent of the movement of another substance. Diffusion rate is affected by the concentration gradient. Permeability of the medium, it depends upon permeability of the medium, temperature and pressure. Diffusion rate also depends upon the size and solubility of diffusing particles in water and other solvents. So diffusion is not required by biomembrane or living systems. It is performed only, it moves, the solvents moves from one region, high concentration region, to the low concentration region. And facilitate diffusions. The lipid soluble substance diffuse faster through the membrane than water soluble hydrophilic substance. These hydrophilic solutes need to facilitate pass through the membrane. Facilitate diffusion is the movement of substance across the membrane with the help of membrane proteins. And it may be unipot, it may be sympot, and it may be antipot. Unipot means it is the transport of molecule across a membrane independent of other molecules. Sympot, it is the transport of two types of molecules across the membrane in the same direction. Antipot, it is the transport of different molecules in opposite directions. Then you come to the active transport. These are called your passive transports, and these now come to the active transport. Active transport uses energy pump molecule against the concentration gradient. Active transport is carried out by membrane proteins. Hence, different proteins in the membranes play a major role in both active as well as passive transport. Pumps are proteins that use energy to carry substances across the cell membrane. These pumps can transport substance from low concentration to high concentration. Transport rate reaches maximum when all the protein transporters are are saturated. Now we come to plant-water relations. You know that water is a universal solvent, and water is essential for all physiological activities of plants and plays a very important role in all the living organisms, including animal and plants. It provides the medium in which most substances are dissolved. The protoplasm of the cell is nothing but water in which different molecules are dissolved and several particles are suspended. Distribution of water with a plant varies. Woody parts have relatively very little water, while soft parts mostly contain water. Terrestrial plants take up huge amount of water daily, but most of it is lost to the air through evaporation from the leaves. That is called transpiration. That is loss of water in the form of vapors. It's called your transpirations. Now next you come another physiological process that is called imbibition. Imbibition is the process of adsorption of water by hydrophilic solid particles without forming a solution. The solid substances are called imbions. Example, seeds, dry woods, etc. The liquids which are imbibed is called imbibate. Imbibition is a special type of diffusion since water movement is along the concentration gradient. Among the plant imbibitions, phylloclades imbibition capacity is maximum, followed by proteins, pectin, starch and cellulose. Next, we come to the water potential, another important process that is called osmosis. It is a special type of diffusion of water across the selectively membrane, permeable membrane or semi-permeable membrane. It is the spontaneous movement of solvent or water molecule from solution having higher concentration or higher chemical potential to lower concentrations solution or chemical potential through a semi-permeable membrane. The net direction and rate of osmosis depends upon two driving factors, that is pressure gradients. Another is your concentration gradient. Osmosis is of two types, endosmosis and exosmosis. It is the osmosis entry of water molecule into the cell. and that is exosmosis is the removal of water molecule from cell, removal of water molecule from the cell. So imbibition and osmosis both are two important physiological process in plant life. Another one is plasmolysis, shrinkage of the protoplast from cell wall due to exosmosis under the influence of hypotonic solution is called your plasmolysis. And when this plasmolyzed cell again dipped in water, then the cell is become deplasmolized. That is, when plasmolized cell is placed in hypotonic solution, endosmosis takes place and cell returns to original state and is known as deplasmolysis. Like osmosis and imbibition, plasmolysis is also important factor for physiological factor for your plant life. We discussed about imbibition, osmosis, plasmolysis, diffusion. These are most important processes of plant life. Then, basing upon the following factors, in next class we shall discuss about, that is absorption and movement of water. Absorption and movement of water.